just happened? Hi divas, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Diva D and this is my first ever YouTube video. It's happening. Like, it's begun. It's beginning! So for the purposes of today's video, I wanted to show you how I get into drag, get into that diva glam. So today, I'm going to be creating a modern Cinderella princess look. Keep on watching to see how I go from this to this. Okay, so I've just gone and shaved my face off camera and I've also plucked my brows so they are ready. But there is one thing left to do, and it is what I consider to be the most important part of makeup: skincare. If you're putting all that product on your face, Mary, clogging up all your pores, then what are you doing to clean it? So I'm going to show you what I do. Cotton pad, toner. So I'm using the La Tonic by Chanel. She's like nearly empty, but she's good. Pop that onto a cotton pad, few drops, bish bash bosh, and go in. Swipe it across the face, like so. So I normally do this after a cleanser, so I'll clean my face and then go straight over with a toner. Just gonna really help to balance everything out, remove any dirt and impurities from the skin, and just prep for the rest of the skincare. Next, I like to use a Niacinamide. We're gonna do the whole YouTube thing now. I use the Ordinary products because they're very good and they're cheap, affordable. So a few drops of the Niacinamide, maybe one more because I love it. And then I just pat that into my fingers, and then I literally just pat that into the skin, into the areas where I have the biggest pores. So like here, I have the biggest pores, and on my nose. Nice. And then what that's going to do is just close up all the pores and just smooth out all the pores. Next, I use the Chanel Hydra Beauty Serum, a couple of pumps, literally pat it onto the skin, all over. Feels literally like you're putting a silk canvas over your skin. I used to have such bad skin, like I really struggled with my skin for the longest time. And it wasn't until I started working at a skin and beauty store that I realised how important skincare was. I've definitely been on such a skin journey over the past like 5 years. I used to have acne, like really sore all over my cheeks and forehead, dry patches. Yeah, my skin was rough. Up next is the Chanel Sublimage Eye Cream. This stuff is like gold. Like it is, well, it is literally gold. So worth it. Like I've not found an eye cream that works as well as this one. I literally just like pat it under my eyes here, not too close to where your tear duct is, because if your tear duct fills up with cream, honey, you're gonna be needing a doctor. So yeah, I just really gently pat around the eye, and then with whatever's left on my finger, I'll just swipe over the lid. Yeah. Ooh, not a wrinkle in sight. No, you're probably thinking, gosh, is this really necessary? Like, is all of this worth it? Yes, it is. Look at my skin. Look at it. Look at the evidence. Last but not least, Hydra Beauty Cream by Chanel as well. I love it. This feels like you are literally just pouring a glass of water over your face. It is that hydrating. It's really weird because a lot of people will say like, oh, you should definitely pat all your skincare in. Or people will say, oh no, rub your moisturisers in an upward motion. And to be fair, sometimes I do. But I just feel like because I've patted my serums in and patted everything else, it feels wrong to then rub the moisturiser on. Skincare is done. Skin is feeling ready for makeup. So without further ado, let's do it. So yeah, wig cap's on, and then I like to take a velvet wig strap. Now these are like a godsend. They literally will keep the wig cap on, so it's Velcro at the back, and you just adhere it on like that. I like it because it's velvet, so when you put the wig on, it helps the wig stay in front, so the wig doesn't like fall back, but also it gives me a little bit of a facelift, and it keeps the wig cap in place as well. So I'm going to go in with the Laura Mercier oil-free foundation primer. I don't know why that was such a struggle to say, but I just like pat it on. It's weird because like I've done so much skincare, so I'm like, well, surely my face is primed already. but I like this one because it's oil free and I've got like a really oily T-zone. Next, I'm going to cover the ends of my brows, but I'm gonna do this off camera. Okay, so brows are covered. This is always the weirdest part, just like having like tiny little stubs for eyebrows. Ooh. Now that brows are covered, I'm gonna go in with my foundation. The stick foundation by Bare Minerals, and it's in June 7.5. It's in the, what they call Complexion Rescue. I think it's called Complexion Rescue. So I'm just gonna go across the forehead, down onto the cheeks, like this. Okay, so now I'm just gonna pat all of that in with the beauty blender. Now I am featureless and I look like a blank canvas. I'm gonna go and sketch in where I want my brows to go. So I am taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in medium brown. So somewhere like up there is good. So I've just kind of like put the brow into the general direction of where I want it to go. So when you're doing brows at the beginning, don't waste so much time like getting it perfect. I used to do that all the time. Like I would spend so long getting like the angle right and like this, that I'd be going in like that and then like going up and like getting the right arch and stuff. But now I literally just like whack it on like that, and now it's on, I can go in after and clean it up with concealer. At the moment, I am really loving this Revolution concealer. It's the Conceal and Hydrate, and I use C3. I ran out. Oh no, I've got a little bit left. So I just literally go underneath and plop that underneath the brow. And what this is gonna do is this is gonna really help conceal any hairs from where you've blocked your brow underneath. I then go in with a flat brush, a flat concealer brush, but I like to use one that has a tip, so one that goes off into a tip like that, just so I can get the precision of marking out the underbrow. Then what I do is I just kind of blend that down onto the eye. Okay, so now that I've got my foundation on, my brows are back in place, I'm gonna go in with some highlight. So under the brow with concealer and just highlight all of the areas that I want the face to stand out. Oh. So for my concealer today, I'm going in with the Chanel Le Corrector. I don't know what it's called. Yeah, Le Corrector in shade 20. So this is like a nice brightening tone for me, but it's not too crazy. This probably looks really crazy, but it's what I do. So then what I do is I take my beauty blender and I just blend all of that out. Like this. I've got a really bad, like my nose literally like droops at the end. But yeah, I try to like snatch it by like pressing the lighter parts of my foundation down the side here, so that when I contour, it looks like my nose starts a lot later than it actually does. I don't really care for like precision when it comes to this kind of stuff. Like my detail work is really in my eyes and in like cutting my cheeks. But with the highlights, I don't mind, because you're going to go back in and bronze it all, so you're going to define where you want it to be darker anyway. So there's no point like being really precise where you want to put it, because you're just going to go back in and shade it anyway. I remember when I started drag literally like 3 years ago. Was it 3 or 4 years ago now? It was 2017, so like, yeah, nearly 4 years ago. It'll be 4 years this July. And starting makeup, like I didn't do boy makeup before I did drag. Like I jumped in at the deep end. I literally, yeah, went for drag and it was a mess, a hot mess. It still is a mess now, but it's better. I just remember feeling so intimidated, like just looking at all the makeup and just thinking like, somehow I've got to get all of this on my face, make it look nice and sell it. Like I've got to feel like I look good, otherwise I don't look good. Okay, so now I like to go in with a like a cream bronzer. So I like to take the Le Beige's cream bronzer from Chanel. This stuff is amazing. So I take the Chanel brush, the like, what do you call it? Stipple brush, I guess. So I just literally like go ham. I go in, like just go crazy with it. And when it's like fully coated, you'll literally see it like all gathered up on the brush, right? You wait for this, babes. Guys. It's so good. So you really want to just like soften the points of the jaw and blend it down. And a little bit on the forehead. Just so that when you pop your wig on, it's gonna be all nice and blended on the lace. I like to just like go around the nose with this. Just to like start getting some colour in there. And then I'll go in with detail work after. Okay, so now I'm gonna take the Laura Mercier setting powder and I like to just pat mine into the top part. Cool. And then I like to take the fattest Laura Mercier powder puff. Like, look how dirty that is. Ugh. And I literally just go in. And powder everything. Get under that eye where you've put concealer as well. Did you see my eye just then? I then like to take a big fluffy brush and literally just go in and like dust off any excess powder. You want to try and make it as smooth as possible. You don't want to make any like damage to the makeup, because there's a lot of makeup on my face right now. Like, it's building up, and if you're swiping across, you're gonna start to like shift the product. If you're careful and you pat and you're gentle, then you're gonna have a better finish. So what I like to do before going in with my eyeshadow, I like to go in with the Secret Brightening Powder by Laura Mercier. You just pack it right underneath the brow. So now that I've kind of put that powder in, I can see that like the underbrow is highlighted. I'm ready to start blending some eyeshadow. I'm gonna go in with the Jawbreaker palette by Jeffree Star. Ooh. I'm gonna go in with Soaked. Soaked is this beautiful, like deep tone blue, but it's like, it's weird. It's like a weird shift because it's obviously like a deep blue, but it's kind of like electric blue at the same time. It's literally one of my favorite blues. So I'm gonna go in and start blending in the crease. Okay, so what I like to do now when I've packed all the colour in is I'll take my concealer and I'll just start to mark out the crease. Okay, and now that I've marked out that crease with the concealer, I'm going to go in and pack it with white eyeshadow. So now that I've packed all the white in and it's sitting there, I like to go in with the darker blue and just kind of line where that crease is to make it really pop. I think the first time I ever put on makeup, I was going to work at this restaurant. And I went into my sister's room and I put on some foundation for work and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to work and like look really flawless. And I came downstairs and my sister was like, are you wearing foundation? And I was like, no. Ran upstairs, grabbed a makeup wipe, wiped it all off and came downstairs and was like, I was terrified. She'd fully clocked me, like fully. I mean, look at me now. Like, clearly didn't scare me that much. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is, because I'm gonna make like a really thick, like a really dramatic bottom liner. So I'm gonna go in on the bottom half of my eye and I'm just gonna shape out the bottom half of the blue for the lower lash line eyeshadow. I've only very recently started doing this eye. Like before, I used to just love a smoky eye with a big lash and a nude lip, but now I've started to do drag, honey. I've started to play a lot more, and I'm really enjoying it. So now that I look like I've literally got a mask on, I'm going to go in with my eyeliner just to bring back some definition into the eye, because at the moment, where I'm at right now, you kind of take away where the eye begins because you've obviously like lifted the white up so much. So I'm just going to bring some detail back to really snatch that eye. Bringing that liner in just starts to bring it all together, girl. And there we go. Bottom lashes are on. It's making the eyes look very dramatic and drawn out. I love it. Oh, I love it. I feel very camp. Right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna work on the face. Let's go. So before going into eyes, we worked with the cream contour and the cream concealer, and now I'm just gonna go in with a bronzer to kind of define the work that I did before with that cream bronzer. I'm not a nose contour queen. Like I tried to get behind the whole nose contour, but I ended up looking like a clownfish, so I just do what I can. I take a fluffy brush like this and I pop into my same bronzer that I used for my cheeks, and I literally just come down the side of my nose from where my eyes are and I just go in. And then I like to get the nose contour right up into the brow, because I think that's just what blends it all together. Just right up into the brow. What I like to do is I take a powder puff, again, with this powder, and I'll come down the side of the nose like this, and I'll pack it on into a straight line down the side, and I will leave it there to bake. So next, I'm gonna move on to a blush. So I really love blush. I think blush is the one thing that like brings a face together. So once you've like really defined your eyes and you've really cut your cheeks and your jaw, I just think a blush can really make all the difference in just bringing back some warmth to the face and marrying the light and shade together. I'm gonna go in with this Lottie London blush that I got from RuPaul's Drag Con UK. This is called Blush Crush and it's in the shade Nick. So I like to take a dual-ended brush like this and I literally just pat it on, pat all the blush onto the brush, tap off the excess. Honey, this is exciting! And I'll do my cheeks like a chipmunk and I'll pat in a diagonal motion. Are you joking? Look at that. Look how nice that looks. And I will just go for it. You can never have too much blush. And if you do, just make it a thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, when do you ever look at someone and go, that's too much blush? I'll also hit the chin with it, end of the nose. I'll go over the top of the forehead where the beige rainbow is. Oh, guys, I should probably stop now. What I like to do, I've hit the blush on there. It's looking cute, it's looking good. I like to just grab a big fluffy brush and just go over where I've put my blush just to blend it all in. And then, voila. Yeah, and then I'm gonna go in with my big fluffy highlighter brush and I'm gonna take this Dior compact that I got. It is No! Look what just happened. Oh my, how did that happen? That's actually the one that I use the most, so I've probably just gone in too hard with it. Whoopsie. So I'm just gonna hit my brush on that pan so lightly so that it doesn't fall out. And then, you guys aren't ready for this. Dior came through with this. Watch. Guys, I mean, what? Like, are you kidding? Like, you actually do not get better than that. This literally looks like I've just come out of the ocean on a tropical beach and the water's dripping off my face and I'm just like soaking in the sun. I like to put a bit of highlighter in between the brows because that's where naturally the light will hit and it just looks cute. And then I'll take a bit on the fluffy brush again and I'll just hit the very top of my nose because I've got like a bell peppery nose where it just kind of like droops at the end. I'll just hit the top bridge like that. Just kind of accentuate the...
Sorry, I'm not sure.
I'll stop then. Okay. Alexa's not a fan. Okay, lashes. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my Bare Minerals Lashtopia. It's got such a fat wand. Like, it just coats the lashes so quickly. I love it. Like, can you see my lashes? That is my natural lash. Tell me, did I exceed your expectations today? I'm gonna take my fluffy brush off the little side bits of nose contour. Now, all I've got left to do is just define those brows and put on a lip. Oh, and the lashes. I'm gonna go in with the James Charles palette and I'm gonna take one of the brown shades. I can't remember all of their names, but it's like the second one down. I'm gonna take that and put it on my brow brush and I'm just gonna go back in on the brow and literally just darken it up. There we go. Now that my brows are darkened and they are looking fierce, I'm gonna go in and stick my lashes on. So I was kindly gifted these gorgeous lashes by my drag sister. These are from Endless Possibilities Beauty. They're really good. I'm gonna do a cut with the lashes off and the lashes on. I'm not gonna show you me putting them on. Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1. Bam! Look at those. Guys, when you do a cut crease this big and you do bottom lashes this big, you need the biggest pair of lashes to go with it. Right, let's put on a lip. I'm gonna take this Laura Mercier lip liner in Natural Lips and I'm gonna outline the shape of my lips. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. Go in with a slightly darker lip liner. It's Chanel 162, the Le Crayon lip liners. You can tell how much I've loved using this one. Oh, honey, we need a lipstick. I'm gonna go with Celebrity Skin, Jeffree Star. And I'm just gonna do the inner part of my lip and then just buff it out. Okay guys, this is the finished makeup look. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm gonna go and pop on a wig and get into the outfit and I'll see you back here for the grand reveal. Okay you guys, so this is the final look. This is my take on a modern day Cinderella fantasy. I've got my rhinestone gloves, I've got my choker, my big poofy sleeves, the big hair. Honey, she's a diva. This is like 21st century night out Cinderella. She's going out on the town, she wants a couple of gins, she's with her girls and she's here to have a good time. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you feel like I could be your jam, if you feel like I could give you that content you need, girl, then hit that subscribe button, honey. Let's make a family, let's make the Diva family happen. Lots of love to you all, enjoy the rest of your day and peace out. I'll see you in the next one, honey.